Hello everyone, this is going to be the updated version of my magicka pet sort guide. Let's go ahead and start with gear. We're going to run a medium and a heavy Alambris. You want them both to be in divines if you can. Reason why you want heavy and medium is for this passive in Undaunted. Here we go. Extra 4% to each stat is huge. Then you want 5 divines necro armor in your slots, not your shoulder and head. You want free IA or Moon Dancer Druidly. There's no difference between the two. But what I like to do with my Moon Dancer set and my IA set is my IA set has the shock damage enchant, whereas my Moon Dancer has the Daedric enchant for Rakura, the first boss of HRC. The first two bosses of AA all count as an undead, so you can actually use this and it will pull 3 to 4k more DPS on a magicka tune. Okay, so let's move on. You want spell damage on all 3 of your jewelry pieces. Again, this is either IA or Moon Dancer. You want a infused lightning staff of IA or Moon Dancer with a shock enchant. And then you want a VMA back bar with a Nernhoned and a weapon damage enchant. If you do not have a VMA, it is perfectly fine to just replace it with a Lightning Staff of Infal or Moon Dancer. It will be perfectly fine. You lose about a grand or so DPS, but oh well. Let's go ahead and start with the skill bar now. You want Blockade of Storms on your back bar, Liquid Lightning, Daedric Prey, Summon Volatile Familiar, Bound Aegis, and Thunderous Rage. Swap bars, you want Mage's Wrath, Inner Light, Hardened Ward, Summon Volatile Familiar, Bound Aegis, and Shooting Star. Let's go ahead and show you the passives. You want Unholy Knowledge in this tree. You want everything in Daedric Summoning, because there's 8% health. More stam recovery. It's actually really, really nice. You get 15% less ultimate, and cost. If your pet dies, you get some magic back. You want everything in this tree, Storm Calling, because this increases your spell damage. That gives you an auto execute. That gives you 5% more shock damage, and that gives you more magic recovery. Let's go ahead and go to destro now. You want every passive in here. Everything in here is amazing. Inside light armor, what you want is recovery. Just basically everything. You want everything in light armor. Medium, you just want Windwalker for the stam recovery, and athletics for the less cost in roll dodge and the movement speed bonus. Heavy armor, you want the first 3 passives, and you want to put everything in them, because this will give you more resistances. It will give you a little bit more regen if you take damage, and it will give you 2% more health. These two do not matter because it's just whenever you're wearing 5 or more pieces. Okay, sorry. We want to go down to Mage's Guild. You want everything in here. You want Banish the Wicked and Fighters Guild. Undaunted, you want both of these. You do not need anything in Alliance War whatsoever. It is nice to have Purge, though, for VHOF especially. It is really nice to have Purge for that. Now, race, it's preferred to be a high elf because you need, or you get this skill right here. So 4% more damage as opposed to a Breton. Bretons get a little bit more spell resistance. But once you learn how to play the tune, I highly recommend that you just do high elf. Because it is so much more damage. It's about a grand difference on mine. Grand to a grand and a half. Okay, magic recovery, max magic, and then fire, frost, and shock damage. You don't need anything in crafting other than you need medicinal use. But it's also really nice to be able to make pots on all your tunes. So I have alchemy completely leveled, and I have every passive in here except the keen eye and snake blood, because you're not gonna drink anything that's gonna negative affect you. 66 ironclad, 22 spell shield, 44 thick skinned, 49 hardy, 49 elite defender. Go over to this tree. You want 44 warlord, 75 tenacity, 75 arcanist, 34 tumbling, 2 shadow ward. You want 44 elfborn, 75 ele expert, 36 spell erosion, and then you want 75 thaumaturge. As for food and stuff, you want either this one if you don't have any problems with your magic recovery whatsoever, or Witch Mother's Potent Brew. I prefer Witch Mother's Potent Brew. Witch Mother's Potent Brew is really nice because you don't have to worry about your regen whatsoever as long as someone's running Ellie Drain. So you're not gonna have to ever heavy attack twice, and you're gonna have lots of mana for execute. If you don't need that, you can run this food right here. It'll give you about $1.5 grand more health. So it is better to run this if you can, but I just run Witch Mother's Brew because it's more reliable and easy. If you are willing to actually spend the gold on it, this food right here is the best food, but it costs almost 3k per food. So, really, really expensive food, but it is nice to have that extra health, a little bit more mag if I remember right, a little more recovery, and you get some health recovery, which it might save you if your healers go down. It's not going to help you if your healers are up, but if your healers are down, that will definitely save you sometimes. Okay, as for rotation, we're going to do... Let's go ahead and go over to this guy real quick to show this off. You do Mage Light, Destro, Light Attack Wall, Light Attack Liquid Lightning, Light Attack Curse, Light Attack Scamp, Bar Swap, Heavy Attack, Light Attack Mage's Wrath, Swap, and then you do this again. You do not use Inner Light more than your first time, though, because you do not have time to get it to cast to buff your ultimate. So it's really not worth it to try to buff your ultimate with it. Okay, now that I've showed you the location, we're going to go over to the 6 mil once I get some ultimate. And we will actually go show you a parse. Because I don't want to do free mil. Free mil is just way too tiny. I burn through it too quick. As for potions, you want to use spell power pots. These are how you're going to get the most DPS. That's at least 25% of your DPS if you're not using them. Okay, so now that it's got almost 20%, we're going to go ahead and do something different. We just cast Wall and Liquid Lightning, and then we Light Attack Mage's Wrath spam. Whenever you get below 20% magic, just do a heavy attack. Okay, so this is going to be our parse without Ellie Drain. See, we got 31.3k, but I had a little bit of sustain issues because I wasn't running Ellie Drain. So that can actually be way more. Let's go ahead and go redo that. But this is the execute. Execute adds about 1.8 to 2k to your damage, depending on the fight. So it's actually a really, really big buff as opposed to shock clench, which only pulls I think it's, what is it? It's like $1 grand a second or something. It's really not huge. So just that alone is better. And then you also got the damage it does in the first place, the 4k or whatever. So whenever you're parsing, you want to go ahead and swap out your shield for Ellie Drain, like this, because you don't need a shield whenever you're parsing, and it's not cheating because your healer is going to be running Ellie Drain inside an actual trial. So you've got someone running it. See what I mean about Witch Feathers Brood? Look at my magic whenever I'm not in execute yet. I'm not dropping below 70% for the most part. Uh-oh. That's bad. Okay, I messed up the Ellie's right there. Okay, again, 20%. Let's burn. Okay, 36.2 is what you get with Ellie Drain. My Ellie Drain parse on a 6 bill. And then this back here is my non-Ellie Drain parse. I hope this can get you above 35k on your Sork. If you like this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe.